Got to get my theme song in. Come on, y'all rock with me. Come on. Wherever y'all at. Y'all share this page too. We finna get into it. I gotta get my theme song in first. Uh. I wanna be. Uh. Uh. Y'all vibing to that. Can y'all hear that? Y'all hit me in the comments if y'all hear this. You can't hear, baby girl. Oh, y'all hear me not the music. Okay. So I gotta work the bros out. I gotta work the bros out. There it is. Y'all hear it now? Oh. See, I had it on. Well, let me get this thing started then. What's up? What's up, y'all? What's going on? What's going on, y'all? This is y'all are now tuned into Overflow, the everyday people show where people like you get to come on screen and discuss what the topic of the day. And the topic of the day, we're gonna be dealing with this thing we call what everybody's calling black on black crime. You know what I'm saying? So this what the show gonna be about today. I got a guest, a couple of guests coming on. We're gonna chop it up. We're gonna get into this thing with what everybody calling black on black crime. Um, to me, black on black crime is something that people are using to vilify black people. We know that there's a problem in our community as a when it's come to crime, but you never hear white on white crime. You never hear Asian on Asian crime. You never hear Mexican on Mexican crime. Why? Why is the only thing we hear when black kill black is black on black crime? And we're gonna chop that up a little bit. I'm gonna bring one of my guests in, see what he got to say about this. Bring my boy in. What's up, black man? What's going
Yo,
on?
Oseo, brother. Oseo.
Yeah, man, we talking about this black on black crime today, man. What's going? What you
Yeah.
what you what you what you think black on crime? What you think about it, man? With black on black crime. When you hear that, what you think?
I think what I think about black on black crime is, first off, I want to say thank you, Robert, man, for allowing me to come on this new platform. It's a good
No
step.
doubt, no doubt, bro.
We want to try to keep this thing going, man, and we need more positive outlets like this because uh, um, a lot of us is falling from the lack of knowledge, man, and the institutionalized way of thinking, bro, and it's been implanted on us for so many millennia and centuries, man, that we're not even uh, overstanding what kind of systemic racism and things of that nature is coming about and towards us. And I just feel that a lot of people need to understand what's going on. I deal with it every day on a daily basis. I deal with a lot of black people No, let me take that back. I'm gonna take that word black. I gotta change that word black, man. But I deal with a lot of
What you mean
colors.
change the word black, man?
Well, we're gonna get into that once Rome get in. We got that's a whole nother subject. We'll get into that because that was another thing that was implanted us too during the Atlantic slave trade, transatlantic slave trade. That color band, white, black, Negro, all this stuff. You know what I mean? So I just feel like we're people, man. We're everyday people. We people.
So what do you think we should be called then? African American, black,
I
Negro,
mean,
colored.
yeah, with that,
Our name changed like every decade. They give us a different name.
okay. So what do you call a
like
person
like
what do you call a person from their native land?
I guess I'd rather be called African American, man, because I
So so so
that's
you
where our
you rather
culture come from.
okay. So
Africa.
so so you rather be called African American. But if you go to Africa, you would know how to speak the language, know nowhere around, and you know how to get around nothing. You think they're gonna
Well,
accept you as African American?
I think I like being called African American because our culture, we come from Africa, but we are born in America. So,
Okay.
you
So
know,
what are you then?
I say African American, man. I'm a roll with African American.
Okay. So what do you call a white person then that's from America?
Hey, man, I'm not concerned about what they call them.
No, I'm saying what do you call? No, hey,
I
that's
mean,
what we call.
they're European American. They're
Oh,
European American.
they're Euro American.
Yeah, Euro Americans.
So do they
But
call themselves Euro
no,
American?
they call themselves white. I mean,
No, they call themselves American.
well, you're right about that, but
Right. Right.
but
So
we want to maintain our culture, so
yeah,
we add the African in it.
right, but they maintain theirs too. That's why they just call themselves American. They wouldn't go to Europe and say, "Hey, we Euro American," because they fought against their own people. So they wouldn't go and claim Britain. They wouldn't say we Euro American. That's why it's never on applications. That's why you never found it indoctrinated in any form of paperwork saying when you go to fill out a job. That's why they label us that and everybody else that's from here that Mexicans, Latino, American, all that. But they never say Euro American because they fought against the same people that were trying to enslave them and take the land from them. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. Okay, I mean, that's your point of view. I mean, that's what this show about, man. You talk about bring your point of view to the table, and hey, people gonna feel it. He'll say or not, But look, let me bring my boy Jerome Fitz
Bring them on, bring them in. That's one way.
to the
Yeah, Jerome, come
forefront,
on
man.
in.
I know Rome got a lot of stuff to say, man.
Mhm.
Man, Jerome on. What's up, Rome? What's up, Fitz?
What's up, man?
What's up, brother?
What's going on, man? I mean, that's your point of view. I mean, that's what this show about, man. You got a serious delay on. You must be watching on. Are you watching on YouTube? But look, let me bring my boy Jerome Fitz to the.
Yeah, he got to go straight to
forefront, man. I know Jerome got a lot of stuff to say, man. Well, this is the first show anyway, man. So we're gonna work the bugs out of this thing. Fitz, I think you on you watching it on YouTube.
You need to go Messenger.
You need to watch it on the link that I sent you, I guess.
Yeah, you got to go through the link.
What you watching it on, Chris?
Messenger. What I do is hit the link and then copy and paste and go straight to Safari.
Okay. Yeah, so he got to do that, man. So this is the thing, man. I made a lot of posts today on Facebook debunking the black on black crime thing, man. That
I got the answer.
That black people the black people have bought into it.
I got the answer.
Not knowing that they are being conditioned a certain way because white people kill white people.
Oh yeah,
white people kill white people. Mexican kill Mexicans. Yeah. But every time a white person,
you mean Latin American?
Well, Latin American. But every time a white person kill a white person, it's more like an isolated crime, and they don't bring up the color or race or you know what I'm saying. They say, "Oh, this guy killed this guy." It's isolated. But when a black man kill a black man, oh, black on black crime is on the rise again. What are they doing in these inner cities? and it's I think it's to degrade black people in a way. Well, not in a way. I know it's to degrade black people and make us feel like we are the scum of the country. You know, like we're the only one committing crime in America. But you know, I know we got to address our issues with our own communities. You know what I'm saying? I call it crime in our community, not black on black crime, because when you say black on black crime, it's like you vilifying the whole race of people because some Pook and Peanut and them did. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So let me see if Ron ready to come in, man.
All right, can y'all hear me?
Oh yeah, we got you. Yeah, you
all right.
now,
now, Rob, I heard you, but then I got kicked off. So I wanna first ask you, the video that I sent you explaining why we should not be calling ourselves Black or African American, did you watch it?
Yeah, I saw the Pan American video. Yep,
okay. No, it wasn't the Pan American video. Talk about the video with the dude speaking on why, not me.
Yeah, he was saying about Pan Americans, right?
Nah, that's what I'm saying. No, he talked about the psychological and science behind why we shouldn't do it. You didn't watch that then. You couldn't have.
Well, I watched the one you sent to another page. I think you sent to Rashad's page.
I got here's the whole thing about it, and it's the reason why you shouldn't do it. Every name that we've been called in the United States has been forced upon us. Black, nigger, Negro, colored, and African American. Because African American was brought us by Jesse Jackson, who was a government plant. He's a piece of shit too. So that's why you shouldn't claim that name. You got to think about that. Once again, that name was not something that we agreed upon as a people. We're a culture. Right. So what has been told by us is Nubian, Pan-African, stuff like that. That's why you should claim that. Because the African-American thing, think about it. If you know for a fact that Jesse Jackson is a government plant and a piece of shit, why would you claim that name? He came up with that because they told him to give us that name. That's the problem. See, that's the way to think about it. That's what I'm saying.
So what you think about when you hear the term black on black crime? What do you think is what you think that means? What it means to you, man, when you hear it? I mean, I get what you're saying, but I guess by now black people have accepted the fact that they are called black people. I mean, you go fill out an application, they got black on it.
Here's the thing about that right there. Here's the thing about that term, that name. You got three of us talking right now. It's been ingrained in us for X amount of years. Is it going to be hard to stop doing it? Yes. But we have to demand that we don't want to be called that anymore. Straight up. That's how it starts. So once we demand it, then it can be changed. Is it going to be hard? Of course it is. Now, when you shift to the black on black crime and all that other bullshit, once again, the crime that we do against each other is the only crime that's politicized. The only crime that's on media.
Exactly.
You don't hear Asian on Asian, white on white, Puerto Rican on Puerto Rican. You only hear us. So with something like that, I don't even pay it any mind because statistics show exactly what it is. Because to me, if they want to break everything down, when it comes to us on us, let's check the conviction rate. Then let's check the conviction rate of them on them, and then them on us, and us on them. We're going to see a consistent pattern there also that they will not talk about. That's something else that won't be mentioned. So It's the little things, it's little idiosyncrasies like that, which is the problem. That's why for me, I don't feed into the bullshit at all. I never feed into it because it's not worth feeding into, because certain things ain't worth giving your energy.
Let me put this little graphic right here and show people what we're talking about. It says 85% of white people that are killed in America each year. I don't know who posted this. Somebody posted it and I thought it was cool. I take it posted. So it's 85% of white people that are killed in America each year are murdered by white people. Yet we never hear the term white on white crime. Black on black crime is a term created specifically for black people to create a feeling of fear, self-hate, disunity among black people. It is to divide and conquer. It's a divide and conquer tactic that those black people who don't understand what's going on, not self-thinkers, they fall into the trap. I can't read the rest of it right there because it's blocked by my own thing. But as I'm saying, white people kill each other. So, but they only focus on black people killing black people.
You got to start catching yourself. Don't call yourself black, Holmes.
Well, like you say, it's something we got to. It's something we got to.
It's hard.
It's something we got to. Of course, it's hard because we've been doing it all our lives. Look, listen. We fill out an application. You got a place for white. You got a Hispanic. You got a black. You got a others. I guess we got to start filling in the others in, right?
We can see, and that's the whole. You're absolutely right. We have to start filling in other. But the main thing about that is we just have to be on the same page. Because here's the thing. I got a friend of mine that calls himself indigenous, and I have another friend that calls himself aboriginous. Because think about it, we are native to here. This our shit.
I just said that.
This our shit. Like this our shit, but you calling us something. And even when you factor in, and this is what I meant when I made the statement, when I talked about it before. Do you realize that everything that's forced upon us, we're always like, we got to make it better. We got to make it our own. Prime example, the word nigga. Okay, it's a derogatory term, but we had to make it our own. Fuck that word because it's not ours. Damn that shit. Like I was talking to Alton about it recently, and I said, and I told another person this too. I've been saying nigga my entire life. The reason that I like the word Nubian is because it starts with an N. You can catch yourself. So when I'm ready to say that, I'll just be like Nubian. It's an easy transition. But these are the types of transitions we have to make as a people, because if we don't, we're going to stay in the same position. We got to get united on certain things. This is something real minute, but it's huge at the same time. Because once you start doing that, now you're talking about people being on the same exact page. That's when things can get real. That's when you can see a shift. But it's going to take some time. Just like it took time to beat this bullshit in our brains. It's the same type of thing.
Well, let me say this to the people watching. If y'all want to come on and say something about what's going on, what y'all want to give y'all thoughts, just inbox me and I'll send y'all the link to come on the show. For y'all can give your own thought. Hey, this is people's show. This is everyday people show, baby. This is what it's about. Everyday people gonna come on and chime in and say what they want to say. Give your thoughts. If you don't agree with one guy, you agree with the other guy, come on, let them know. You know what I'm saying? And we can go back and forth. We can agree or we can agree to disagree. So listen, man. So here's. I'm glad you brought it up. So why is the media using the term black? Why is the media constantly using that term black on black crime? Knowing that we're not the only one committing crime in America. Why is the media using this?
Everything you're saying boils down to that video, and he broke it down as far as the term black. It breaks everything negative. Everything negative is connotated to the word black.
Yeah, I can understand like you said, like black market, black eye, everything that's black, everything that's negative is black is tied.
Pull up the definition right now, show it on the screen. Pull up the definition of black. The true definition, because all we doing is doing the same exact thing they did in the scene from Malcolm X. When you look at the definition of black and you look at the definition of white, two different paradigms. One is going to be totally bad. Everything about it is horrible. The other one is, look at the representation of Jesus. There you go. There you go right there. That's perfect. It's perfect. Lily white. The perception of what you see, but it's not true.
Even Crocker said that racist ass sheriff down there when he stopped and said, C.L. Crocker talking about are you Lily White? They used to say that back in the 60s. Are you Lily White? Lily White. Lily White.
most of the
He told
definition of
Mr.
black
Webb
is
that.
dealing with color. Period. You know.
That's what we got. That's what I'm talking about. That's the thing we're talking about. The color barrier. Why do we have to have a a a color to define a person based
No.
off?
Hold up, Alton. Why do we have to have a color define a damn culture?
Yeah, well, that's better. Instead of the
Great
person,
culture.
right? Because I was explaining earlier. I said that like when we talk about the application thing, if you notice every time you look at the application thing, it ain't like no Euro American on it. It's a African American. That stuff, those titles were signed into law. That's what we have to understand. They signed that into law. That's why we use that. The media uses that because everything that's signed into law, they use. Oh, black on black crime, black. You know what I mean? It's already signed into law. So I just feel like you'll never hear white on white crime because it ain't signed into law because they even one made all the damn laws and wrote everything. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
This is how it is.
So what are the psychological effect it does? You know, calling black on black crime. You know what I'm saying? What psychologically it does to people. Let people know what's happening to them. You know what I'm saying? When every time you hear the term black on black crime, I think it's the kind of effect that it has on our kids. They thinking that they're the only one. It makes you think like your whole race is just a bunch of dirty people. You know what I'm saying? Because if Pooh can kill Ray Ray, what black people got to do with that? Pooh can kill Ray Ray. Okay, Pooh can kill Ray Ray. That's a crime. That was a crime committed in the community. What do all black people have to do with Pooh killing Ray Ray? It's a psychological thing to me that they're playing with black people.
Wait till you I mean, how often have either one of y'all traveled out the country?
I've never been out of the country. I ain't gonna lie. I've never been out of the United States of America.
Twice. I've been out twice.
Where you Alton, where did you go?
I went to Nassau. Yeah, I went to Nassau in Jamaica or somewhere. Nassau in Jamaica.
So you went to places where we would be accepted. Mm-hmm. See, once again, when you start talking about what you're saying about how we're portrayed and how people look at it, imagine the movies and the stuff they show in other countries and how we're looked at.
Right.
So when you step foot on another country, now you're looked at as like a thug. Because that's what they portray us to be. Right. Hell, think about probably before we was born or around the time when we were born. All of the what's the names, the way they portrayed us in movies. Pimps, right. Drug users, drug dealers, killers, all of that. That's what they see. That's the reason why we have to make sure that the vision of us is totally different. That's why I love seeing movies where Boomerang kind of started it all. You got the Cosby Show. You got A Different World. You had The Love and Basketball. Like movies like that was about us. But it showed us in the light of just being human, which is what we don't get. Because we're seen that as animals when in actuality, we all know when you start talking about the Caucasoids, all they do is rape, pillage. We can factor in what's going on right now. When you start talking about chemical warfare, they got a history of doing that, killing off entire races because they shook to death. It's normal, but they make they shit so normal. They eliminating slavery and stuff out of history books. Word? Okay. All right. So y'all going to normalize the shit that y'all going to do. Another example, the LGBT community. It's not them, but the pedophiles are doing their best to slide that in. The reason why I brought that up is because who started pedophilia? It damn sure wasn't us at all. It was them nasty ass Greeks. It was them nasty ass fucking animals and fucking kids. That's not in us at all. So These are the types of things that people need to talk about because it's real. And the main thing about it is when you look at our history, you don't see that. When you go back to their history, them pagan motherfuckers is nasty as fuck. That's
So
why
you think like the days of
celebrate
Caligula,
Christmas
like
and all
the
the
days,
pagan ass holidays. I'm good. Nah, I'm straight.
you talking about like the days of Caligula?
Hey, Fish, just pause for a minute. Let everybody know who you is, man, and where they can find you, man, because they might want to follow you more often after this show right here.
Yeah.
First and foremost, for everybody out there, if y'all don't know me, the crazy part about this is the connection between the three people you see on the screen right now. This is the beauty of social media. We don't know each other without social media. Me and Rob have never met in person. Me and Alton have never met in person. Me and Rob been talking back and forth on Facebook for a minute. Then when Alton hit me up, him and Rob was already cool. So that was like, they got a connection right there. We good. It's perfect. Now, as far as me, I'm born and raised in Newark, New Jersey. And I've been living down here in Douglasville, Georgia now for 9 years. Ain't nothing special about me. I'm just one of them dudes that don't give a fuck. And I've always been like this. I speak my mind and I don't care. Because my whole thing is, if I don't speak my mind, I'm not going to allow somebody else to speak it for me. Because it's my mouth, it's my mindset, and I'm going to make sure that I walk in that. So with me, I don't know everything. I would never say that I know everything. I know a little bit about a lot of shit. But I connect myself with people who smarter than me, which is what most people don't do. What they do is they got to be the smartest people in the room. Now, I think Rob and Alton said the same thing about what's going on right now with the show. You got three people going on the same path, but we three different people. You ain't going to agree with everything that each one of us says. We not going to agree with each other, but we're fucking adults and we can agree to disagree.
Hey, we got a question from
Sasha. We got a question from one of the viewers, man.
Viewers, man. It said, do you think that maybe the Klan is actually doing some of these killings in the black community? Anybody want to answer that?
Since y'all homeboys, I'll go last. Y'all go ahead. Y'all deal with the Klan.
Homeboy too, Jay.
That question come from I don't want to mess nobody's name up. Candic Shester. What? See, I don't like that. Why I don't like pronouncing people, calling people names, because I murk them. I'll murk the name in a minute.
Candy.
Do I think the Klan is killing somebody? Has something to do with some of the killings? Now, here's what I think. I think the Klan has infiltrated the police department, and this killing just happened. This little girl this weekend. That didn't have to happen. Those polices stood back on purpose, waiting for they to be honest with you, the cops wanted the crime rate to spurt real quick. So they can say, we told y'all need us. So that didn't have to happen. See, police's job is to serve and protect. They're under oath. So I don't care what happened. Yeah, these cops are mad about one cop finally getting, being made accountable for something they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So the rest of the cops saying, so we're gonna sit back. We're not gonna answer. We're not gonna come to no calls. And that's how that little girl got killed. Because cops are waiting for crime to go up on purpose, so they can they can do an aha moment. You really need us, because the mayor was about to direct some funding from the police to put in other things like to prevent crime. So I think that's what they need to do anyway. Put it into things to prevent more crime, you know what I'm saying? But the cops are low down and dirty. They violated their oath and people died because of it. That's what I think. So I think it's mentally they're messed up. So what you think about that, man?
I want to chime in on that too. I'm not gonna say every cop is a bad cop. I got a couple cop friends. It's pretty cool. They're real good cops. And like I said, like me being Masonic, a Masonic brother, like 95% of the law enforcement, judges, military, they are Masonic. A lot of those guys, took an oath too. Like I took an oath, and I'm not gonna say every cop is a bad cop, man, because I done ran across some good cops that just doing their job.
No, I'm not saying every cop is a bad cop, but if you're a good cop and you standing back and you know these people, you know there's calls coming in and you letting these guys, and you know these guys are not answering calls on purpose, and you're not saying
And
that
and
you're
and,
not
and
a
I
good cop.
and I understand that because going back to her question, but I'm gonna say this. Like I said, I've ran into bad cops. I've been jumped on by red dogs back in like 2000, maybe I think it was like 2006 for no reason, just walking. They thought I had a gun, which was BS. But then I ran into another known cop named Officer Barr, white cop, last name Barr. I'm gonna put him out there anyway. He retired now. He was known for being a race hater. I don't like to say racist because he does specialize in race. He's a race hater towards me. Tried to convict me of some stuff, man, that I didn't have nothing to do with. In the female cop, the white female cop that came to accompany him to try to assault me, and she was also following, playing along with this guy, and he's talking about he don't have any crack on him and all that, trying to say I had crack on me and all. I only deal with drugs. Period. You know that, Rob. All these been knowing I don't deal with drugs. I'm against drugs. Everybody on here know I'm against drugs, but it's like I said, I respect the law. I don't condone things that the cops are doing under the oath that they've taken that badge, because they like you said, they're using that badge to do the wrong things, because back in the day probably they was cowards. Back in the day they probably didn't have authority. Their parents probably told them they weren't gonna be nothing, so they feel like, shoot, now I got a badge, I got authority, I took it over, I can do what I want to do. You know what I mean? I got a badge, I can go around and push my all my authority on a weaker person that's not a part of my blue code or blue flag or whatever whatever you have, what I mean, what have you. But like I said, even it goes back even to knowing the history of the police officer. I already did a segment on it, how cops were started, how everything was started, fire departments, how all this stuff was started. The cops were overseers of slaves, man, and we got to understand, it started from slavery. They were overseers. Then throughout the years, the names changed, and now it's just like, they using that badge just to do wrong, man, and they getting away with it. When you got a person of higher authority and power say, okay, y'all can do this, and I will cover you guys. This is all out war on the innocent man. I ain't gonna say the innocent man, but the man of color or whoever, the minority. You know, I just feel like, in order for us to get a hold on this, we got to go inside and infiltrate where the poison is and pull all that poison out. We got to we got to shoot some type of
Yeah,
antibacteria in that faction of the police department.
yeah.
All the police departments clean that like you do a sore, and then we'll start over. Like I said, history was wrote. It's been manipulated for years, a millennia. They didn't force the Pledge of Allegiance on us. They didn't force the Declaration of Independence on us. They didn't force 4th of July on us. All these holidays like Ron was talking about, and we fell for this. I mean, even like the images of Jesus, all this stuff been forced on us as we was kids, and we thought it was the right thing.
That's called indoctrination, man.
Okay,
They indoctrinated us with everything they wanted us to believe.
Right. So why did they do that? Why did they indoctrinate us? Because they didn't want us to get a hold to the truth, so that we can become a powerful people and start our own thing, or what we're gonna do, corner the market, so they couldn't make no money, we can make all the money.
But see, that's what's going on in America as a respect to what you want me to call me? What you want to call us, Jerome?
Just
I would
Nubians.
say
I'm always default to black people.
no, but I would say either call yourself Pan-African or call yourself Nubian. That's all.
Yeah. So I'm a Nubian today then.
There
Right?
you go.
Okay. So I think what's going on to the Nubians in America is the evolution of the mind, man. I think people are waking up to the facts of what's going on. This is why you see people want to tear down all these symbols of hate. But I call them symbols of hate. They call them symbols of heritage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think people are finally waking up to a lot of things. You know, we celebrate Juneteenth this year for the first time. My community, you know, we put on the Juneteenth celebration. I didn't really celebrate on 4th of July, you know, 4th of July. You know what I'm saying? So I Fish, you go ahead. What you want to say, man? And the guy James Creamer, he want to know where you can find that video you were talking about.
Tell him. I mean, I don't know how he's watching it or whatever, but if he makes a comment or just send me a friend request or whatever, and I'll go ahead and get it to him. Or if he sees the live video, then I could just post it in there. Matter of fact, I'll go on your page right now and I'll post the video for everybody to watch. That'll make it easier. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do it right now as we're talking. As far as the Klan type of thing, we have to understand that it's always been this way. The difference between y'all living down here and me living in Jersey is we don't know. We can't tell. Down here, it's obvious. I didn't see a Confederate flag till I moved down here 9 years ago. When I saw that shit, I was like, oh, okay, it's real. I don't really move to the South. Okay, let's see how this goes. But up there, they do it behind closed doors. That's the thing. I don't know y'all experience with living down here. I haven't been harassed by the cops since I done moved here. Now, if I go back to Jersey, I get harassed by the cops. And usually it's one of us. It ain't even white cops. That's why I'm like, the shift is crazy when you really think about it, because not only is, when you factor in the Klan, a set of people, it could also be a mindset. Because if you want to bring up the cops aspect of it, think about it. A lot of those cops that look like us, they think just because they're wearing blue that they're above us, until you do something that makes them feel threatened, or you do something that you ain't supposed to do. A great example, I think he was a Muslim dude. I think he's like Sudan or something like that, in Minnesota. He's a cop. He killed the innocent white woman a few years ago. He's in jail. They immediately convicted him.
Yeah, I saw that. I know you. I know what story you're talking about too.
But the same thing happens again on camera. Okay, that's why I'd be like, all right, no problem. I see how y'all get down. It is what it is. But, and I can use YouTube for an example. With what happened with George Floyd, if I was physically there, he wouldn't have died. Am I gonna fuck them cops up? No, but I damn sure would have grabbed them off of them. We live in a generation of people videotaping shit and thinking it's cool. What? I'm not gonna allow somebody to get murdered in my face like that.
Well, it was a guy in the background. He was saying something in a way, but he was trying to be disruptive. But
no.
But here's the thing, Fitz.
Nah.
It comes down to, do I want to get shot myself? So everybody don't want to get shot. I'm just gonna say it like that. Everybody ain't as brave as you.
It's not about being brave.
So I guess the best he thought he could do is record the situation. At least he got it on tape. You know what I'm saying?
But it wasn't just him.
What's going on?
They said it was about 10 people watching this shit live. You mean to tell me 4 cops, 10 people, you can't just pull them off of him? I ain't saying fight. Yank their ass off of him. Just by yanking them off of him, he'd be alive.
So
and
what
it would be recorded.
So what happened when they go for their guns? Do you continue to charge?
What's the difference? What's the difference? They go for their guns anyway.
You know,
same shit.
I don't think people thought he was gonna kill him. I thought everybody knew it was excessive force. Everybody knew that was excessive what he was doing. But I don't think that nobody thought he would actually go as far as to kill a man right down the street in front of people on camera.
Here's my question to you, speaking man to man. We're gonna throw the cop situation out of it. If you walking down the street, let's say you and your homeboy, let's say you and Alton, y'all walking down the street, and y'all see about 4 people on one. Are you gonna walk by and record, or are you going to intervene?
But see, the difference is you're talking about regular people as opposed
No.
to cops.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? You're
No.
talking about regular people.
And then you got
It's a difference between regular people and
right,
cops
and then
who
you
think
gotta
they have
understand
the right to kill.
Right. Then you gotta understand what's this dude's situation. Why are they doing this to him? Did he rape somebody? Did he steal something? Which doesn't make it right. But
y'all better than me. The first thing I think about when I think about a fight, shoot a fair one. If it's one-on-one, y'all rock out. If a motherfucker's getting jumped,
I agree with you.
If a person's getting jumped, nah, that's not gonna happen on my watch. Not in that. And as far as the cop,
I totally agree with you on that. But people are not playing that way no more, Jerome. I've been shooting fair ones all my. I'm from Bankhead. I'm from Bankhead, and we shoot fair ones. But it's now you talking about shoot a fair one, they're gonna shoot a bullet at you. It's just not. I'm with the fair one. I love a fade, but it's a different perspective now.
I think if that was a regular white dude just kneeling down on the guy's knee, of course he would have got bum rushed. But you're talking about a cop, and there was more than one cop down there. It was a full cop.
I'm gonna give y'all another example.
And one cop was specifically protecting him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give y'all another example. Did y'all see what just happened? I don't know if it happened last night or like 2 nights ago with T.I. in the game.
I didn't see that.
Okay, I'll see if I can find the video. It was T.I., the game, some other rapper. I don't know who the hell he is because I don't listen to the new shit. And it was about 10 to 15 more of us all together. Something happened with some dude getting cracked upside his head. They walked up to the motherfucking cops. Like, nah, y'all ain't doing that shit while we standing here. And they walked up on the cops. Mind you, motherfuckers had billy clubs and one dude had a motherfucking sawed off. That's the type of shit I'm talking about.
And I'm gonna say something about that. I'm glad you mentioned that.
But see, everybody don't have that in them. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I get what you're saying.
Alton, hold that thought. Rob, here's the thing. That's when you start to go back to why people don't have it in them. It goes back to the shit that's been ingrained in us to be fucking shook by authority. That's why it's always gonna go back to this shit runs deep, yo.
The overseer perspective. I'm glad you mentioned that game thing. Let me tell you, the game. I've met this man. He is a real. He don't care about no police. Because I met him at what club was this? The one that your boy owned, Alex, Compound. It was a situation when he pulled his tour bus up. And the cops came and told him to move the bus, but they was very disrespectful. The game got off that bus. He checked the Atlanta APD, and they ain't say nothing about it. He checked them folks, man, straight up. And this is a big dude. Game's not a small guy. This dude like almost 6'8".
He played ball. He played basketball.
Yeah, he checked them cops, man, straight up, and they ain't say nothing about it. They didn't. I mean, he checked those cops, and he come from a place where it's like, come on, man, LA, they man, that's on the norm to them. Police brutality. I mean, that's normal. That's normal. But we're in a place where
we got a question from a viewer, man.
Okay.
Jackie Ferguson says, why are black police officers mad with black people for standing up for themselves?
What color police? She said, why are black police officers?
Yeah, why are black police officers mad with black people for standing up for themselves?
Because some of them they played their oath too. They played the oath for the blue, and they stand up for their brothers. And some of them they come from neighborhoods where they had to worry about police doing the same thing that they're doing to other people right now to them unlawfully.
I think a lot of cops, when they're out there on the beat, man, they're out there with their egos, and they're bringing their problem from home to work. And
thank you.
They don't know how to separate being a cop and being a husband.
And like Jerome said, the worst ones are sometimes the black ones that roll with the white ones.
Yeah,
the black ones were worse than me than the white cop. They come in, trying like Ice Cube said, they showing out for the white cop when they come around. That happens sometimes. I ran into some of them too.
Here's my question to both of y'all.
Officer Barr, black cop tomorrow. Where you going? You don't need no backpack. Black cop. No, he ain't even helping me out. He talking.
I got a question for both of y'all living down here.
Okay.
Because I think Rob, how old are you?
I'm 51, bro.
Okay, so you got us by a few years. My question to y'all, living
about a few years, yeah.
Living down here, my question to y'all is: growing up, did they used to have community policing?
Yeah, and bank, yeah.
When I was growing up, we in elementary we had this thing called officer friendly, and police officers would come to the school and talk to the kids, about whatever, and it had a psychological effect on us because we saw cops in a good light. We saw cops back then in a good light, but even when I was like in 6th grade, they asked all the kids what you want to be when you grow up. All the girls said nurses, and all the guys said either fireman or a cop. Everybody wanted to be a cop growing up in elementary because it was ingrained in our head that cops were good people. And then when the drugs came, man, that when everything like a switch flip. They went from officer friendly to the beast. The beast on the street. The red dog. They had red dog. They came through. They bust
black cats.
They started busting. So I think the perception of cops changed in the late 80s. I would say the late 80s. It changed in the late 80s,
man.
Because I don't know when the drug gang would hit up north, but it hit down here like the late 80s and the 90s, and it got real bad, man. And
here's the reason why I asked y'all that. When you start talking about breaking the system down and doing everything from the foundation, I had a friend of mine tell me this, which is the reason that I'm mentioning it. We need to have it so part of the police training, even for you to go through, you need to spend 1 year walking the motherfucking beat of your neighborhood. That way, when the cop comes around, it's no longer, oh shit, the cops are coming. They have a relationship with the people there.
Exactly.
So it won't automatically be escalated.
I like that.
Something like that, because that's the way it used to be. But when you start thinking about it now, it's not like that. But that's something that we need to demand, because bottom line is, if you don't live here, if I don't fuck with the dude around the corner, why I'm gonna fuck with you when you a cop and I don't even know you like that? It's a difference. If you got a relationship, totally different. Totally different. And it's something to strive for, because that's not something that's hard. Because to me, that would save lives, and it would save cities and counties and shit money.
Yes.
I'm all for community police. And I think people should police, get people living in the community to police. That way, I think if we had community police in the last case at the guy at the Wendy's, that would have never happened, because the cop would have called that guy's family to come pick him up, and they would have impounded that car. They'd have wrote him a ticket. We'll see you in court. That's how that should have been handled. That's how that should have been handled.
Can I intervene with that? I got a perfect perspective on how that could have really been handled. See, that's another form of cops forcing their authority on people. Instead of them protecting and serving, they want to protect and serve you a ticket, or serve you in court, or get you a record.
Now, I think he should have got a ticket. Now he should have got a ticket.
No, hold on.
And he should have had his folks come pick him up, and they should have impounded their car.
Now let's look at the situation. This man is on private property. He's on a private property, which is a business. This is not owned by the cops. This is a franchise, right? I'm in my car asleep, right? What if the scenario was, hey man, when the cop came, oh man, I was asleep, man. I was waiting on my food. There was a long line. I could go in and move my car now. You see what I'm saying? Okay, he can move his car on up to the line and go on and get his food, But why the cop got to say, hey man, we got a call, get out the car, do this, do that, All he had to say was, hey man, I was asleep. I fell asleep. I'm going to just drive up. I was waiting on my food. You get what I'm saying? Now, if it would have escalated to the point we had to get out of his car, this is what a real cop, like if I was a cop, what I would have done. I know the man a little inebriated. He had he went to the party for his wife, and then for his daughter, her birthday was the next day or whatever. I would have said, he even told the cop, my sister stay around the corner, man.
Yeah.
Me being a good person, good-hearted person, which the cops supposed to do, what they supposed to do and protect and serve, not protect and hurt, not protect and beat, not protect and kill, not protect and choke. I would have been like, oh, your sister stay around the corner? Okay, could you call her? Yeah, okay. She come around. Hey, your brother a little inebriated. You want to take him on around there? Or you want you to drive it? Well, you can drive the car around there, park it, come back, and we can take the car on over to your house and let him stay over the night, just so he can be okay. That's how you do that, man. You don't have to go into I'm going to write you a ticket. Oh, we want to tow your car in. Because the man having a good night. He fell asleep at the drive. We all go out and have a good time. We might get lethargic. We might be, these cops can do these kind of things, man. Because when I was young, I remember when Officer Friendly, the white cops, or you want to call them, just come in the neighborhood, give out baseball cards. That's how they used to get us. Or, come to the car. Oh, how you doing? He goes to baseball cards, stuff like that. Yeah. That's what they used to do in my neighborhood, Jerome. Give out baseball cards. But, that changed during the Wayne Williams era, because even with the Wayne Williams situation, that was a police precinct war people didn't know about. That's a whole nother subject. We'll get in that later. But
let me say this to the people watching, man. If y'all got something to say, y'all want to come on live. This is what this show is all about. This is the everyday people show, man. Y'all, if y'all want to post, cool. But if y'all want to come on live and say something, just say, hey, look, bring me on live, and I'll send you the link.
Unzel Campbell got something to say, man. He said community policing, but to what extent? And Jerome, you want to chime in?
Unzel, when I say community policing, I'm speaking on that to be the first stage of them being police in our communities, because there needs to be some type of connection between the people and the police, because there's a separation that's huge right now.
Right.
Because the whole thing about it is, and this is something that I got from my man Jermaine. Like I said, I don't say stuff and just claim it is mine. He clearly stated to me, police will claim that, or they'll say that their job is to protect and serve. It's supposed to be protect and serve the people.
Right.
But if you look at the history, police protect and serve property.
Right.
Period. Straight up. Now, the way you combat that is, if they're spending time in the community and they honestly and truly aren't pieces of shit and not corrupt, they're going to develop human bonds with the people of the community. Right. So it'll never be an instance where this cop shot a kid, because the cop probably know the fucking kid. It's a little different. The kid probably played with the cops' kids. That's what I'm saying. That's what needs to be done, because bottom line, what more people need to understand, and I don't understand, for me, it's never been a separation for me. I don't give a fuck about you in that uniform. You're a human being just like me. You just got a different fucking job. The fuck out of here. I don't care about that badge. I don't care about that gun either, because there's something else that my man said. That's why I said you gotta pay attention to the verbiage. He said he's heard plenty of cops say, well, my only job is to make sure I make it home at night. No, it's not. Your job is to make sure I make it home at night.
Exactly.
That's the shit. But people don't catch little shit like that. That's the type of shit we gotta be on. We gotta hold motherfuckers accountable.
That's a good point right there, man. That was some good stuff right there.
This shit is really not that hard. It's just that, honestly, we have gotten lazy. And I say that as a whole, with everybody.
A whole nation.
Every single comfort creates complacency. Motherfuckers have gotten way too comfortable with shit. And then a reality check comes on your ass. That's the whole thing. Henry Carter, he's actually down here. I think he got a barbecue turkey spot or whatever. You might want to read his question. He official he on point with his shit, yo.
In the 90s, independent police.
What do you say?
In the 90s, he was an independent certified community policing coordinator.
I got me get my glasses.
Promoting community policing in 3 strikes. You were out at the same time. This began a development in the mistrust of officers.
Okay. Well, you got to think about the leading man that started from the jump was Bill Clinton, the one that black folks were cherishing. That president, he started that. I couldn't believe he did that. He got all folks got it.
Fam, for both of y'all, if y'all didn't watch the video that I sent you, it's some shit that's getting ready to go down. And when I say it's about to go down, the people that our people respect the most, motherfuckers about to get their feelings hurt, yo. So it's about to be a big thing that's getting ready to happen. So just be prepared. So I will always get y'all the information that I get. You take it with a grain of salt. But I'm gonna make sure that I tag y'all on a particular person's page. Make sure you follow her and listen to what she's saying. And for both, I'm speaking to 2 brothers that I respect.
Right.
Forget about politics. Don't say nothing about Trump. Believe me, what's going on is way deeper than politics. So with that being said, we got to make sure that we're striving to make sure our people are good. Straight up. That's what we got. That's where the focus got to be. That's why I'm not even feeding into political conversations no more, because it ain't worth it. Straight up.
All right, let's get back a little bit on topic where we was talking about crime in our community. I'm not gonna call it black on black crime. I'm gonna call it crime in our community. You know, so what are some solutions for curbing crime in the black community? You know, we know the problem. So what are some things we could do to slow the curve? Because I think crime is crime, and I don't. It's hard to stop crime altogether, man. If we can stop every crime, we some bad people.
What's
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Rob, much as I've been preaching in all the projects, especially when I'm from Bankhead Court going down there preaching, I've been talking about this. You know that. I've been shining light on this for years. People been trying to shun me about this black on black crime stuff. It all starts from the home. It all starts from the adults that them kids are around. They feel like they seeing these adults with these fancy cars, making all this money, selling drugs, with their pants off their butt, getting out of jail, talking about bids, loving the fact that they going to jail, talking about, oh man, I want to go holler at the judge, this, and women respect the guys that are thugs. It's a vicious cycle. That's where it's stemming from. Oh, we got to be in the gang. You know, I feel like, you know, I got to throw up a set. I got to buy this. I got to do that. It's all, and then social media just shot it up like heroin. It made it even worse. That's where it's coming from. It started from the leading pack, the heads of the neighborhoods, the older guys.
So you don't think the condition that majority of blacks live in plays into the crime and all of that?
Of course, because I speak real, and people hate the fact I speak real. In those black communities, they wasn't taking care of those communities. They was trashing those communities, throwing trash and paper. You know how I used to talk.
No, I'm talking about like systemic racism, stuff like that. Like making sure we are paid the less. We're the last one hired, the first one fired. So take this pandemic. Listen, take everything that's going on with this pandemic thing they got with everybody out of work now. So if white people out of work, how many black people you think out of work? If the unemployment rate is 11% for white people, what you think it is for black people? How I'm gonna feed my family? You know what I'm saying? So you don't think that plays into the certain spurt of crime rate that they say is going on in our community?
Robert, what I'm saying is I agree with you on all those aspects. But I'm saying if we didn't lead the kid, it's just like we talked about earlier. The books were wrong. The teachings at school was wrong. All the stuff that they was teaching them and trying to get them to learn that didn't even catch their mind, because they was like, this is boring. I don't want to hear about this. I'd rather be on the street selling drugs or stealing or robbing or what they call it, hitting a lick, stealing cars, making fast money. Kids nowadays can't sit and work a job to get paid bi-weekly. They got to have it now, right then. You can't be gambling and throwing away money. You know, they like to gamble. They like to smoke weed. They talk about these drugs. These are the things I'm talking about that got their mind in a frenzy, and they don't want to do the right thing for the community. If we go and then we infringe on these things, we allow the drugs to get into the country. That's another thing. It's all a circle. The president and all these people, the law
Okay, so
they let these drugs get in, and the kids gonna get on these drugs.
So what is a solution? What our solutions are, man?
We need to stop the drugs in the book. We need to stop the drugs first from getting to America. That'll stop the flow of all that, so they won't be doing no drugs. That'll stop that. Then we need to have better school system where it's almost like Ivy League, not a high school league where they get to dress and wear all this stuff. They got to be in uniform and they can pay attention with. And the new teachers need to know the real history, not the fake history. We need, because when I was coming up in school, the teachers that would teach me didn't even know history. They didn't know the real history. All they wanted to do was whoop you. That's it. They did not know the history. The teachers, when I was coming up, didn't know the real history. That's where it stemmed from, because we was with them majority. We was with teachers 99% more than our own parents in our household. We was at school 12 years of our life.
So what you at on that, Ron? Solution. What are some of the solutions? Because I think a lot of women, most of the women was inboxing me asking, do a show on this what they call black on black crime, and it was kind of pissing me off because I know what's up with this black. I know why they're calling it black on black crime, but it has people calling it that now. It has people using it, black people using it now, and I think they're more concerned with the solution. What can we do to fix it, to curve it?
We already know that it's gonna take time, number one, but it's also gonna take steps. To play on what Alton said, fuck the school system. We need our own schools. That's number one. We need our own schools where we're being taught by us so we can get real fucking history along with a real curriculum. Exactly. That's major. That's major. The other thing is financial education, financial literacy. If you're not taught that early, you're going to do what you see. Now, like he talked about, when you talk about the drugs in the community, you have to go and look at the community. Why is it that the white people can thrive over there, but when it comes to us, we can't thrive? Because of the conditions. When it comes to us, they crowd us on top of each other. It's hot. Whenever it's hot, what you want to do? You want to fight. That's normal. You want to do that. And it's been ingrained in us to want to take. That's not normal. Not for us. We used to giving. But what happens in our community also? Oh, that's too good to be true. Also a problem. Everything with all of this is a mindset. It's a straight mindset. To me, the other thing about it is you have to think about what the crimes are. Think about this. People aren't getting robbed anymore. What are you going to take? Nobody's carrying cash anymore. Nobody. So now it's just a matter of people are shooting. That's it. You just shooting just to shoot. That's another dynamic we got to change, because bottom line is we are at war. But the powers that be, when you spoke on the divide and conquer, we doing the job for them. Straight up. And it's a lose-lose situation. If one of us kill one of us, that means one of us is gone, one of us is going to jail. That means that two of us are gone, helping them. But if we could start rocking together, it's game over. And I want to bring up what happened Saturday at Stone Mountain. Now that shit to happen more, trust me. Here's the whole thing. And I guarantee this for every thug that's out there. If your cats show up in the hood, I guarantee you they won't do nothing. Number one, they're going to be shook. Number two, they're going to respect them. That's another solution. The respect got to be there. There is none. Ain't none. It's gone. We grew up with morals and values. There was a code. The code is done. That's another issue. Factor in, what about community centers? They're gone. They've been going in Jersey. I don't know about down here. But kids don't have anything to do.
Nothing to do. Exactly.
Except
ours are going to our English Park community. We used to have summer camp. All that stuff abolished. I had that when I was in the 80s.
Hey, are you friends with Henry Carter? Are you friends with Henry Carter? See, can we get him on? He got a lot of stuff to talk about.
You talk about on Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably send him a send him a link, man. He got a lot to say. Sound like.
Hold up.
I want to hear what he got to say.
And then I was talking about Rob. Y'all were talking about. See, then it go back to diplomacy too about the Democrats Republican Party, and I tried to explain that too why black people were they at too, and where they at, and once again, you ask a black person why they're a Democrat Republican, they always say the same thing. Oh, because my family was, or because I grew up that. Instead of having their own political views on why they don't understand their own party. I'm telling you, every time people don't believe me, Democrats made black folks lazy, man.
Now I'm gonna disagree with that. I don't think black people lazy because they are down with either party, man. I don't think black people lazy because of most of these kids who doing the killing, they don't vote anyway. So
that's now. I'm talking about the start of the problem.
Well, I'm not.
The problem.
I disagree with that.
When black people were Republicans, not saying this. I'm not saying either party is good.
Now, how long ago that been?
I'm saying when black people were Republicans during the 70s and 60s when they was thriving, when times was good until the wars hit and started pulling all these people out of the community. Then we switched.
Yeah, but the ideology. Let me tell you something. The ideology of both parties switch. Both party ideologies switch. The Republican Party don't resemble nothing to Republican. You think Donald Trump is a Republican? You think he thinks Donald Trump is just Donald Trump?
Democrats were for slavery at first, bro.
It ain't even the Republican Party no more. It's a Trump party, man.
I understand it.
And they doing whatever he say do.
Okay, that's on them.
So
I'm talking about the history of where we at now.
We can say this. We can say this for another show right here. But right now we just trying to focus on crime. How do we prevent crime in our community, man?
I'm telling you.
But I don't think politically that has anything to do. I don't think politically there's nothing you can do about that. Politically, voting for Republican or black has nothing to do with the crime rate in our community. Because the crime rate in our community has nothing to do with that, bro.
Without having the right platform or the right person in office to get these things done.
And listen, you're not going to get black people to support a man who making posts with people hollering white power. That is out the
I ain't talking about
black
Trump.
People will not support that.
Yeah, Rob, you going political. He ain't talking about that.
Well, I'm just saying he's saying black people got lazy because of political parties.
Let him finish his point. You're gonna get where he's going with. I see where he's going with it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole, and we can do this. It could be another show. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, he's not. No, you took it political.
If it got something to do with solution with crime in our community, go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm getting to. See, you have to think about fluctuation, crime, money, power, politics. All these things have to still deal with the community. Black kids ain't voting. You're right. Now they're not doing it now because the media then portrayed it so bad and saying, "Oh, what's my vote gonna matter anyway?" It's been sabotaged. You got Russia doing this, got Russia doing that. Nobody gonna care no more. The kids definitely gonna care. But you got smart millennials who's gonna want to vote for some change because they come from those kind of families. But I'm talking about the people like when I was coming up, you had people that on welfare. They didn't care no more. They like, shoot, man, I'm living off the government check. I'm a Democrat. My mom was not because my own political views. I'm gonna sit here and have 20 babies. I'm gonna keep getting free housing. My boyfriend locked up. My baby daddy locked up. The baby running wild. He doing crime. He got a record. See, that's the things I'm talking about. That's why then the community just crumbled. It just became a safe haven for all that crap. And it just fluctuated until you grew up out of it. See what I'm saying? Then we tried to make a turn and shift, but it was too late. It was too late, like the decaying teeth. It's like it's a decaying tooth in your mouth. The longer you keep that tooth decaying, it's going to affect your nervous system, right? It's the same way. The housing projects were designed for people to stay on a couple weeks so they got on their feet during the time of the Depression, not to stay forever. So black people took it and said, well, we can monopolize off this.
The housing project was low-income housing.
No, it was white people stayed there first.
But it was for low-income housing.
No, it was during the times of Depression.
Everybody ain't gonna always make a whole lot of money, man.
Right. Listen, see, these are the times you're talking about. I'm talking about what they were designed for. Because you got to think about the word ghetto. The word ghetto is an Italian word. This is an Italian word. That's not a black word. See, that's what people got to understand. It was for low-income housing for white folks that couldn't find a job during the Depression. When black folks moved in, they wouldn't leave. They used to do finger inspections. If you get 3 finger inspections when they find dirt on their glove, white glove, and they come through there, you got to leave. That's what they used to do back then when the white folks stayed there. Black folks started flourishing and coming through those neighborhoods. The white people are leaving out. The black people started taking over those housing projects. They said, well, shit, we might just let them go on and stay there. We can make money off of them. Let them stay here. We'll make money off of them. Fine, no problem. Then they say, see, we got these new politicians coming in. Hell, they might start vote for us too. Let them vote for. We'll give them more. We'll let them stay there. Give them and feed them a little bit here and there with free housing and free food stamps and let them be lazy. And they ain't gonna do nothing. That's all they want to do is keep us in one sector. That's all they want to do.
No. See, I'm from the project, so a lot of people work. A lot of people got food stamps work too, man. They just didn't make enough money.
Okay, there go your answer.
It's not that they wanted to be on food stamps. It's that they didn't have the skills to work on a job that paid more money.
Well, I'm asking this, Rob. Why didn't they have the skills?
Because they weren't educated enough. They would, like you're saying, that's one of the problems. And that goes to what Fitz was saying.
I'm glad you said that.
Education is the key.
Okay, now this goes back to the schools. What you said, it wasn't educated enough. So these
people they weren't educated enough.
So they didn't go to school at all.
They weren't educated enough.
Okay, so they didn't go to school at all.
Yeah, they went to school. Yeah.
So who was teaching them?
I guess teacher. I mean, what you mean? Who was teaching them?
Yes, it's either the teacher was teaching them or their mama or dad was teaching them. So if the teachers were teaching them, did the teachers know?
The teacher had to know. The teachers had to know. But the teachers,
and they wouldn't live in low income house.
It's like what Fitz said. The teachers are only teaching the curriculum what they are supposed to teach.
Oh, really? In the black neighborhood?
That's all they teach them. I mean, listen. There's no way they should be teaching these kids algebra, and when they get out of high school, they never use it. Stop teaching these kids stuff they're never gonna use.
See, that's the problem.
They're never gonna use it. Trigonometry. People, when the last time you used trigonometry, man? How many people you think used trigonometry who was taught it?
Those people like in
almost nobody
around because they want to developing all the technology like we use in the day.
They need to make it. They need to be teaching these kids everyday skills, man, that they're gonna need.
Did you hear what I said?
Educate them on financial stuff. Teach them the stock market. Teach them a lot of. Most of these kids. Listen, most of these kids when they get out of high school, they still don't even know how to do a resume, man. Come on.
Well, they gotta. That's what they in there to listen to do. They don't want to do that.
They don't want to
sit in school. They don't want to sit in school. They want to go out here. They want to go smoke.
They should learn that. They should learn that in elementary, man. That should be taught in elementary.
I totally agree with you, Rob. But they want to smoke. They don't want to sit in school. They want to look fresh. They want to go chase.
Oh man, I smoked. I smoked. I didn't turn out to. I didn't turn out to be no killer.
You won out. You know
what I'm saying? I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people smoke, man.
I understand that. But listen, you got to understand. We keep deflecting. Let's talk about you go to America, the only place on this globe that don't go to school year round. The kids in America, them kids in Asia go to school year round. They use trigonometry because the stuff that we using right now, these devices we using, they using that to make this stuff that we using right now to get our platform off.
Wait a minute. Let me interject with what you just said, because there's a difference with the curriculum over there in Asia. They're taught business early. They're taught business early. That's their education. They're taught as kids, so it's ingrained in them.
Right.
And that kind of factors in with everything going on when you talk about crime in the black communities. Excuse me, crime in our communities. Here's the whole thing with me making that statement. As usual, just like throughout history in this country, we are a commodity.
Right.
Part of the reason of the crime in our communities, they can get paid off of it. Straight up. That's why when you said something early, Robin, you probably forgot that you said it. If we could stop crime, we'd be some bad motherfuckers pretty much. Guess what? If we all decided to not commit any crime, we probably would break certain communities, because tickets, whatever else, that's revenue that's coming in. We stop that, it's game over. Matter of fact, if we stop that, it wouldn't be no more private prisons. Period. Because you factor in, look at the different communities. In the different communities, look at the crimes. In our communities, it's little bullshit that can get you a lot of time. Now, in the white communities, look at what they be getting charged for, if they get charged.
Okay. Charlotte said that. Charlotte Flood, well, she said what you said, Jerome. Why do we have to let the schools teach? We can teach our own, have our own resources.
She's a mother of 5. She's a mother of 5. And see, that right there, that's a mother of 5, married with 5 children. They are involved in their children's lives.
Right.
I'm not even going to get into the 2-parent household, because the 2-parent household, it's great, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to turn out great. That's a bullshit myth too.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that our community has to go back to the way that it is supposed to be, where a village raises a child. Unfortunately, in the past however many years, we went from this to this. Everything's separated. Everything is separated. We're no longer like this anymore.
Let me add to this question she just asked. So I'm assuming she's saying do like homeschooling, right?
I think so.
I'm assuming she's saying do something like homeschooling. But how many households can do that? You know what I'm saying? How many people have the time to do that?
I'm gonna give you a solution to what you just said.
Short of paying the bill, you got to pay the bills, right?
I'm gonna give you a simple solution to what you just said. With everything that's going on now in the country, there's a set and group of people who's also unemployed. Teachers. If you have teachers that are unemployed and qualified to teach children, that's where communication between people matters. If a bunch of people started communicating, parents, with teachers, the teachers could do the homeschooling, and it could be worked out with the payments, because it's going to be enough people that would do it. I would trust a teacher that I know and trust, that knows that can come up with a curriculum rather than the curriculum that's out there, because we all know it's bullshit. And that curriculum breeds employees. We need to start breeding entrepreneurs, free thinkers. I want y'all to really think about where I'm going with this.
And that's what Kanye was on. Even though
it's bred in us. It literally is bred in us to be employees. What happened when we start going to school? Got to wake up at a certain time. Got to be at this place for X amount of hours. You're here at this time. You're here. That is a never-ending thing, and that shit is literally ingrained in us from like kindergarten, all the way up to high school. That's some shit. If you really think about it, that's why you got to break that motherfucking cycle.
Well, he said, Jay said most teachers are on slavery.
No, salary. Most teachers don't salary. So,
Jay,
so I guess what he's trying to say. So you asking these teachers to give up their salaries to deal with that?
Okay. Now, once again, I'm gonna go deeper with what I just said. Even though it's improbable, but think about what the numbers can be. If we adopted what Farrakhan be talking about and what other economists talk about, our economists, what if every single person, every Pan-African, every Nubian put $1 or $10 or $5 in a pot? It would be trillions of dollars that we can use to do shit for us. We don't need other motherfuckers because then it's our curriculum and we building our shit. But guess what? For most people, I'm not going to say him, I'm not going to say us. That's too much work. Why?
I said to refute the
statement. He had a follow-up statement.
He said, I said that to refute the statement about teachers being unemployed right now.
Okay, so he's pretty much saying they getting paid. They could be getting paid. They still getting paid, and they could be utilizing what they know and what they can do. That's what I'm saying. Like, solutions are there. You know what? I can pull them out. I can pull them out right now while we talking. Solutions are right here. Dr. Claude Anderson. These are solutions. This has been documented since like the 70s. All of this. A five book blueprint for us as people. $111 investment. What if we all bought these 5 books and got this DVD that came with it? That's what I'm saying, yo. It's just about people being on the same page. And people got to stop being for self. That's the whole thing. It's not that hard. But people got to be on the same page, and we have to have an open line of communication. That's the biggest thing. Straight up. Is it going to be disagreements? Of course it is. But the end game is people being on the same page to do what we need to do. Because bottom line, once we do, it's game over. That's why the powers that be are starting to get scared. Is everybody woke? Nope. Well, more people starting to wake the fuck up. And to be honest with you, to curb what goes on in our communities, I don't believe in that snitches get stitches shit. If somebody kills a motherfucking kid, you're going to get fucked up.
Yeah.
You're getting fucked up.
Parlay said that. My boy Parlay said
you're going to get fucked up, and I'm telling on your motherfucking ass. Because that breaks the code. If I'm not mistaken, the code was no children, no women. If that's the code, everything else is thrown out the motherfucking window. That's the type of shit that needs to be enforced. But it needs to be enforced by us. We have to police ourselves.
I understand. You know, you're right, Jerome, but it still don't make it right, man. Because that's just the poison again. That's that poison again I was talking about. It's been inbred from the neighborhood that these people are coming from. They don't have anybody to give them any core direction or a person to tell them about these type of books and DVDs. Or, you know, I told you they can listen to rap, man. These rappers will tell them how to get fast money. They don't know how to separate the music from the truth or reality. They say if they really listen to music, that's what really happens. When they rap and they say, oh yeah, man, he said do that, it can happen. I can do that. But it's for entertainment purposes only. Some people take that and run with it. Like, yeah, he said do that. I can go do it and get fast money and go rob somebody, take his car and get a girl when I get the new car, fast car. You know, it's all propaganda, man. And that's what I'm saying. Even the school, even like you said, our literature, our books was written in Texas, man. The curriculum was written from people that don't know the history, so that it can indoctrinate us to go out and think the same way. Like you said, it's a training camp, even through school. It's ran like a prison system. It's a training camp. You get out in society, think the same way. A lot of this stuff can stop if everybody, even white people and our people, learn the true history in their curriculum. So when they get out in the real world, they'll know how to intermene with us, and we'll know how to intermene with them, because they don't know the real history, because they family keeping it from them. Their parents ain't teaching them the real history. They're afraid to. See, that's where the problem coming in at.
And no, they ain't afraid. Most of them ain't afraid to. They don't know either.
Okay, so they need to be educated. They need to be educated, and they never was taught by their teachers in school either. They didn't get the real teachings like we did.
I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something to everybody out here, or everybody on here that's watching this. I challenge every single person out here. Spend the money to buy the book series from Dr. Claude Anderson. I'll post it on Rob's Alive. Also, spend the money and get the 5 DVD series of Hidden Colors by Tariq Nassim. You do that, it opens up your eyes to our history, along with giving you people that you can reference. You can start following them, because part of the big problem in our community is, like he said, there's no direction. There aren't people like me. I'm gonna use me for an example. I saw bad shit, but number one, growing up, my grandmother wasn't playing that shit, so I knew better. But number two, I paid attention to the bad shit to learn what not to do. That's the difference. Most people can't do that shit because of peer pressure. Most people, they go along with it, which is, once again, that's a problem. But we have to go and go to the foundation and fix those problems. But it starts with us getting to know who we are as people. Because for most of us, the shit that's in us, it's innate. It's literally in our blood. One professor calls it post-traumatic slave syndrome. So I'm saying the shit is deep when you really think about it, but cats not willing to go that deep to understand it. Y'all know how the shit, like, I forgot who I was talking to. When you build a house, the most important part of building that house is the foundation.
Right.
As far as us, our foundation is fucking marshmallows. You can't build a house on marshmallows. That motherfucker gonna be wobbly. It's gonna be moving. It'll never be stable. Anything. That's exactly what we deal with in our community. Straight up. When you look at white people's foundation, they have privilege. We don't. Privilege is as real as it gets. So for us, we have to focus on building us up. This platform right here, us three, this is a start. The three of us could turn into thousands. We putting whatever into those thousands, and it can keep on flowing. Is everybody gonna be on board? Hell no. That's why Harriet Tubman killed a lot of us. Motherfuckers wasn't on board. Gotta go. It's always gonna be casualties in war, but we gotta be prepared for the fucking war. And I think we got 3 soldiers on here right now. Like I said, this is the start of the shit. And we got people who rock with us
hard.
That's how we gotta move with this shit. And it's gonna be funny because when y'all was going at it a few minutes ago, I know y'all know each other. That's why I just shut the fuck up. And I was like, let me let these motherfuckers go ahead and do this shit real quick. Because I know.
Me and Rob, I always do that though.
Exactly. I was like, that's normal. I can see that that's normal with y'all. But unlike most of us, it doesn't get taken to the next level because there's a level of respect.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We have to focus on morals, values, ethics, and move on that shit and preach that shit and live by it. We do that, people follow leadership. Straight up. People follow strength. You got 3 strong motherfuckers right now that's on this podcast. We ain't weak. But think about what society has done to our community. It's weakened our community. Bruh, if we go to war right now, nothing against gay dudes, most of them are not soldiers. That's a fucking problem. That's a problem. And I would say to them to their face, you do realize you still a motherfucking man. I don't need you pulling hair. I need you to rock or get that motherfucking gun. You got to do something. That's what I'm saying. We got to really build upon this shit. I don't objectify nobody. But I know goddamn well, no matter what, I'm a man first. And our job is to protect women, and our children. That's part of our foundation. That's also obliterated right now. That shit is destroyed right now. And it's fucking annoying. But it all starts somewhere.
But here's the thing though. Most of it is destroyed by men. You know what I'm saying? Most of it is destroyed by men. You know what I'm saying?
Because we the leaders.
Yeah, the guys on the street corner selling the dope, they supposed to be the manly men. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people destroying our communities.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
But once again, you talking about a subject that boils down to where did they get it from?
I said that earlier.
That's the whole thing. What you're saying is the perfect.
A lot of that shit is personal responsibility, man.
Nah,
you can't always want to take the easy way out. Yeah. I could have took the easy way out if I wanted to.
Rob, I'm not saying that. The issue is in our community, it's portrayed that that's the only way. And if it's portrayed that that's the only way, that's the problem, and it needs to be addressed. Because once again, where did the drugs come from? What do we do as a community? We destroy our community for money. What do white people do? They make the same drugs in pharmaceutical form. They get paid off of everybody, making billions, while what we do is make some money here or there and kill ourselves off. And who gets penalized? We have people hooked on drugs, or we
in our community. In our communities,
that's what I'm saying. What you're saying is right. I'm not even going to talk about the easy way out, because even when you think about that nowadays, when you start talking about cats who out there hustling like that, it's not as many as it used to be. It's different because cats getting higher pills now.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm saying the game has changed. The problem with us is we're not adjusting to the change. One of the biggest issues is we don't own shit. We don't own shit. We own.
No, we talk about that.
Absolutely.
No, talk about that at the party.
Nothing. We own nothing. But everything is ours. That's a fucked up combination. But we gotta take what's ours. We honestly and truly need to take what's ours, but we got to take it the right way, because bottom line is, by living in this country, the board game is there. We just keep getting played. We got to play that shit. Once we play it, it's game over, because the pieces are going to start to fall. But too many motherfuckers want to play checkers and not chess.
You know, I'm glad you said that, man. Do you think we could come up with our own car companies, meaning that we come up with the manufacturers we got black, because a black man designed the Dodge Charger, right? He designed the Dodge Magnum.
If we put our money together, we can do whatever we
Let me tell you,
want.
I think we can come up with our own car. I ain't talking about, you know how Ford came with their own car, Dodge? It could be our own car, company, our own car, our own gun manufacturer. We make our own guns and ammo, our own guns with our names on them. We have to see, that's how you corner the market, making your own stuff, your own. Like Gucci got his own, Louis Vuitton got his own. They got their own. Ralph Lauren. See, we gotta have our own things where we don't have to go to nobody and say, "Hey, man, I gotta go to a gas station, but it's still owned by this person, but I can't go to the Nubian man gas station."
But look, I don't think it's a point of having our own.
Yeah,
I think I think it's a point of us supporting it. Who gonna support it? That's why our problem comes in.
We gonna support
as a people. We hardly ever support each other.
Nah.
Come on, man.
Rob, I'm about to tell you.
We don't support each other, man.
I'm about to tell you. When I say this, you're going to shift with that because it's what you see on the surface.
Let me give an example. Today was supposed to be like what the 7th. Everybody's supposed to be
the bullshit, the blackout day bullshit.
The blackout day.
One day out of the month.
But it's one day. It was a start. See, we look at it as one day. See, we don't look at it as a start of something. So a lot of people didn't participate because it was one day. So everybody's saying, "What the hell I'm gonna do it for one day for?" See, and that's where we mess up at. We want to start big too much. Sometimes you have to do experiment. We have to experiment with it before we grow. You know what I'm saying? There was an opportunity for everybody to get on one page for one day. We ain't never did it. We ain't never did it forever.
Do you think that caused division between people?
That's just my opinion, man. That's just my opinion. That proved that we won't come together on one accord.
Nah, that's not.
For one day.
You don't think they caused
one day
between people? Y'all don't think they caused division between people?
No, I don't think it caused it was something we could have did for one day together. One day. It was just one day.
No, the reason why, Rob, the reason why it wasn't going to work is because it wasn't organized. Sending some shit through social media is bullshit. Now, I'm going to go by shit that has happened in the past and it's been proven to work. The Million Man March. The Million Man March, Farrakhan did a call to action. I was there. I was 18 years old. Motherfuckers showed up. I guarantee you, if Farrakhan would have came out and said, on this day, we will not spend our money in any establishment that's not our own, I guarantee you that shit would have worked. But the reason why I'm saying that,
why won't he do it? Why won't he do it?
Because he knows that something like that is so minute, because it goes deeper than that. That's what I'm saying. When you start talking about us and our businesses, I got a post that I put up. I posted up there too. I tag people. My soap that I use is made by a couple up here in Douglasville. Only soap that I use. Laundry detergent, true. Also made by us. My vet is one of us. Pet store, one of us. What else did I put up? I got like 10 things. And I challenge anybody out there to tell me if they shop like that, like I do. Here's the thing about it is, it starts with one. All you got to do is start with one and then start trickling down. But most people don't want to do it because they're comfortable. Now, I don't want to support us because people always got attitudes, this, that, whatever. For anybody watching this live, you can kiss my ass with that, because if you start looking at reviews from the companies you support, they're shit. It's documented with people complaining, but you keep going back. Why? Because you're comfortable. That's the shift that needs to happen. Along with, people got to stop starting businesses without having the passion behind it, and you just doing it for money, and it shows that your product is shit. True. Straight up. Them cats, Quincy, and his wife and Taryn that make that soap, you can feel their passion when they're doing it because it's something that they love to do.
And by the way, that pet store you went to was awesome. That was a clean, nice, good. That pet store was like a real good quality pet store.
Okay, so this is something we can build on for next week then. Building wealth. How could we build black wealth? You know what I'm saying? Black business. How can we support black business and build black wealth? So that'll be something we can build upon next week, Tuesday at 7:00.
Both of y'all, please get these books. You got to get the Claude Anderson books. You got to get Power Now. You have to. You got to. Everything is right there for you. Yeah,
post them. Send them to me, man, on Facebook, man. Send them to me on Facebook. I'm pretty sure I can order it on Amazon.
Nah. You buy them from his website.
From his website.
You get all 5 books and the DVD. It's $111. I just got my shit like 2 weeks ago. Just got them.
Yeah, just send it to me, man.
I'm gonna text it to both of y'all, fam. I appreciate you you allowing me on. I'll see y'all next Tuesday, and next week I don't know what the top number was that we had with people jumping on. We need at least 100, so we need everybody that was on.
I wanted Henry to come on. Did he get a chance? I wanted him to speak. Henry Carter.
Who that?
I sent him the link. We can probably do it next week.
He never popped up, so I guess we're gonna get with him next week, man. You know.
Yeah, but so did we answer everybody
questions?
So
I didn't want to make this thing go too long. You know what I'm saying? I want to do something real quick and get in and get out. You know what I'm saying? So I think an hour and a half is pretty good time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to appreciate y'all guys for coming on, man, and joining the conversation, adding what y'all had to say. I know y'all guys have a lot to say because I've talked to y'all before. So I appreciate what y'all doing, man. You know, hey, and I talk to y'all next week, man. I talk to y'all during the week too. But
and just so y'all know too, I'm gonna get y'all the information. I'm supposed to be on another podcast Thursday, so I'll get y'all the details.
Just send me the link or whatever, and I can tune into it.
All right.
Is it gonna be on Facebook or YouTube or something?
I don't. The female that I know, Offset Eset off of Facebook, who put me on to the march at Stone Mountain. It's a podcast that she be on, so y'all already know this shit gonna be raw and real as hell. So, once I get on this one.
What is she doing it on Zoom or
I don't know. I don't know. I think she's usually a guest on it because she's not going to be there. I'm taking her place. So the other great thing about it is we're going to see a podcast that got more legs than what you got. So we can learn even from being on that one. From me being on that one, we can learn so that next week we a little better too.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I want to say it's gonna get better. I feel that it's gonna get better, man. We got a little intro song, get everything kicking, and it's gonna come out. It's gonna be
make sure you play the intro song that Trump be using.
What's that?
I don't know.
Yeah, man, we gotta talk about Kanye. We gotta talk about Kanye running for president. That need to be the next subject, man. For real, that need to be the next. So I know you want to talk about the black growth of the economy. But I think we need to add that Kanye in for next Tuesday.
Man, I ain't messing with no Kanye, man. That shouldn't even be news, man.
Why y'all doing my man Ye like that?
That shouldn't even be news, man. I think every time Kanye feel like his relevance is slipping, he do something, man.
Man, Kanye, man,
he say something off the wall.
See, that's what we see, man. We got to get away from that, man. Everybody ain't perfect, man.
Hey, but everybody got their own opinion, man. That's your opinion. I got mine. Everybody got an opinion, man. That's why I want to bring everyday people on to talk, because everybody got a different point of view, man. And that's what I think the show should be about. You know what I'm saying?
I want to see history made. I want to see if he can really do it. You know what I mean?
Rob, I sent you to you, and I sent it to Charisma. What I sent to you, share that on in the comments so that everybody can see it.
It's
Alright,
sent
cool.
straight to Amazon too.
Huh? No. The Amazon is for the Tariq Nasheed. Now, actually, the Tariq Nasheed, that took you to Amazon, not Dr. Claude Anderson.
Okay.
Matter of fact, don't use the Amazon one for the Tariq Nasheed thing. Let me find the website. I'm gonna send it to y'all. Give me 1 second. I mean, but y'all, let me jump on.
Hey,
I gotta call my cousin.
Yeah, we off in the end it, man. So I appreciate it, man.
All right, y'all.
Talk to you later, bro.
All right, fam.
All right, black man. Let me end this thing, man.
Bro.
All right, man. Hold it down, man. I'll holler at you later.
All right.
Peace. All right, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Overflow, the Everyday People Show. I wish some of y'all would have wanted to chime in, come on live and talk. Now, this is Everyday People Show, so y'all gotta get it together now. Come on now. We want to see your face in the place. But I appreciate everybody for coming, joining the live. We're gonna do this every Tuesday at 7 p.m. And I will post what the topic will be about. I want to thank y'all again. Love y'all. Be the best you can be. Do you. Just strive for the best. And whatever, if you got something to do, go ahead and do it, man, because this life don't last long, man. This is my first time ever doing this. I'm an amateur at it, But look, I was willing to give it a try. Look, and I think I did a good job the first day. I'm not much of a talker, so that's why I bring a lot of talkers on. I need y'all help. But anyway, y'all, peace.